Separating that take each weekend.
Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I tell you all the praise. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 Studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1350 AM or 1400 AM or 95.3 AM or www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com. Click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Twitter, YouTube.
All them. LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook Live. We will shout you out later on.
Shout you out.
In the show.
Shout you out.
Mr.
Shout you
E,
out.
what day is it today?
Today is home day.
I'm sorry, that don't sound like it was getting stuck. Say it again, Mr. E.
Today is home day.
Okay, that was off the hook. Are you all woke?
That's
you
right.
Not
Right.
woke,
It's hump day, middle of the week.
Middle of the week.
Yeah.
Make sure you all are enjoying this beautiful day. It is in the Hampton Roads, going to be 84 degrees.
And the pollen will be there.
Oh, it's popping.
It's on and popping.
Already.
The pollen is popping.
Mr. E, this is our Wednesday segment. What's under the hat? Issues concerning men.
That's right. You want to know about what men are thinking about? Hey, listen to this issue.
But I tell you what, we are going to go over our current trending news from yesterday.
Okay.
And it's quite a bit. I want to start off first, Mr. E, with some of the local news. Did you know that your former chief of police?
That's right.
Mr. Boone.
Chief Boone.
Chief Boone is a front runner for a position as chief in, I believe it's Chicago.
In Chicago. He's already the chief
Absolutely.
now. They already appointed him from Norfolk, Virginia, the chief of Norfolk, Virginia, to be the chief of Chicago.
Now you have a new chief of police right here.
That's right. And from our Navy across the water.
Yes.
Just only a hop, skip, and jump. He's the chief of police from Hampton, from Newport News.
Yes.
He's now the chief of police of Norfolk. You know, the mayor over there said he was surprised. Mayor Tuck said he was shocked because he did not know that he was applying for the chief of police.
No, absolutely. Also, we had a national election on yesterday. I don't know if folk realize it. We had Brandon Johnson. He's a newly elected mayor in Chicago. He won, and he was excited, him and his family, about being mayor in that city, bringing some great things and some dealing with some great issues. He said. And he was it was just wonderful. Now there was a man that lost, and that was in Wisconsin. They had an election. That was Dan Kelly, and he lost to Miss Janet Protestwick, something like that. Um, um, and man, y'all men's is out here doing a whole lot of things, winning stuff. Being becoming chief of police and going here and there, and then y'all also going to jail. What in the world is going on? And that is the actually our story for today. It's yesterday's news, wherein the former president of the USA. Now, this was history. We're talking about history. We're not just talking about a good old story. The former President Trump made history by being the first president to be indicted and charged.
Just before we get there, Miss Hinton, you know Miss Angel Jones, who used to be the city official over in Portsmouth.
Yes.
She ran back up again. She said she's going to fight tooth and nails.
Well, Mr. E, that's for Friday's tea. This is men. We talking about the men now. What y'all men are doing. You said you wanted a men's segment, right?
But I couldn't hold that one back.
Well, we're going to hold that for Friday's tea.
That's right. We'll talk about it on Friday.
Absolutely.
Now, let's get ready to rumble. Roll your sleeves up and let's get ready to get in it, because history was made on yesterday.
I tell you what, and what we're going to do, we're going to talk about it for a minute, but then we are going to open the phone lines, and we want to know a few things from you all. How you feel about what happened on yesterday. Like we said, history was made on yesterday. The first former president of the United States, Donald Trump, was criminally charged and indicted. And what kind of mess? And he actually pled not guilty to 34 charges. Mr.
That's right. They said on Tuesday, becoming the first current or former commander in chief has been arraigned on criminal charges for allegedly participating in hush money schemes
and business schemes, all kind of stuff like that. 34 counts. It's not a misdemeanor. People thought it was going to be a misdemeanor, but these are federal charges from a president, a sitting president. This is history. I know he didn't want to make history, be the first one to make history, because quite a few of them have done quite a few things, but he has found himself in the hot seat on yesterday. It started with him coming from Florida, his home, Mar-a-Lago. They flew him from Mar-a-Lago to Manhattan. Yeah. He stayed at Trump Tower, had a good old stay. I guess he got in the tanning booth, who knows, got his hair right, whatnot. And then they brought him in, Mr. E.
And looking like he'd been hit with 2 jump sticks.
Well, let's talk about it, because, it took them a while to bring him in, but they had to process him.
That's right.
Fingerprinted
they had him. Fingerprint, yeah.
They did not, from my understanding, have a mug shot. They didn't take DNA.
That's right.
They didn't have to do the bail and things like that. But they had to process him, and he found out that he is not above the law.
Yeah, that's the whole thing in the nutshell, Miss Hinton. There are people who thinking that they're above the law. They don't have to do what they're supposed to do and to be a citizen in the United States, you have to abide by the law. Trump is now leading the GOP candidate for president in 2024, and he has sought to turn his indictment in New York to his advantage, rallying his supporters in his case. Trump was released on his own reconnaissance and declined to speak with the reporters. Why?
That's a first because he was supposed to. They said he was due to speak before and after. He did later on that evening. We'll talk about that. But yeah, he was in shock. You could see him physically looking like he was. This I had never seen him looking so bad and so
Never.
bad.
I mean, he was really, really upset, toe down.
Yes.
He was antsy before. He was nervous, didn't know what to do, and he was tweeting and,
Oh my goodness,
doing a
yes.
whole lot of other crazy stuff that he does. And then when he sat down there, he was just very fidgety.
Yes.
I mean, did he run his mouth while he was sitting there, or was he completely in silence?
He was in silence. He came in there mad as Hades, for one thing. I mean, he was really mad. His lawyers even spoke about how angry he was, at the fact that he had to come in. They charged him with 34 counts, felony counts. And I think one reason they say he was mad is because his lawyers said that he wouldn't even come to this, that there would be no arrest, no indictment. And I guess he figured, well, hey, we've talked about, we've talked about this before, Stormy Daniels. That's old tea, old news. Why in the world would they bring that up? But we have a young man who is a district attorney who said, you're going to have to give an account because wherein you may be president, you were president, now you have to give an account to the city.
That's right.
And the state that you're from, and that is New York. And he was New York City, and he has to come before them because he's been charged with crimes that he had broken in the state of New York.
They said while he was sitting inside the courtroom, his hands, he showed no expression whatsoever. He didn't show, that's not like him to sit there in quietness. And he showed no expression as the prosecutor laid out their case. And his hands were firmly clasped on the table, and contrast with his other often energetic public personality. But they say that he was really upset and very displeased with what was going on.
Yes, the anger was there. He sat there and there was, nothing to say. But the thing about it is, if you all are following the trends and the stories in social media, him and his some of his followers and his son, they have, put out tweets, making sure people know who the judge daughter is, and making sure talking about the judge, saying the judge. That's the thing. Talking all that smack, but then you come in and you're processing mad as Hades. But you created a circus before time. So and walked in, nobody opened the door for him. The door almost shut on his face.
That's right.
Just too much.
That's
right. He was charged with 34 count of fraud and different things like that. Now, listen to this. He didn't, like I said, didn't feel like he was going to be charged, first of all. But the news people, the media claim that, these charges are so light. Why did they bring them? This is the point for me, Mr. E.
Okay.
It's not that the charges are so light and we've seen these before. It's the fact that he was brought in. He is not above the law. And so that's one of the points that people should understand. And that's why history was made, because you have had a president who has been pretty slippery. He's gone through a lot of different things, charged with a lot, he's done a lot of different things and been accused. He's been in lawsuits and things like that. And, the way they spin it, that he's under the impression that, hey, this can't happen to me. But the thing about it, it has happened. You have to give an account for the things that you've done in business and in the state that you're from.
And that's a true statement. If you did all your work in there, if that's where you're from and you did the work, you're going to be held accountable. You got to do it. I mean, some of the accounts that he, some of the charges that he was held for, Miss Hinton, like taking money. Now,
Mm-hmm.
let's listen to this. Let's look at one of the
Yeah,
accounts.
read some of those.
He spent X amount of dollars and gave it to the doorman.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly gave it to the doorman because the doorman knew he had an illegitimate child.
Okay, what are some of the other charges?
And one of the charges he had was giving it to the doorman, and he also was charged
Hush
with
money. Yeah.
hush money. He was charged with Stormy Daniels. Each of the 34 counts that he had was connected with Trump role of reimbursing his former attorney, Michael Cohen. He had to pay him back for paying off the porn star, Stormy Daniels. And then he had other counts that was brought against him, Miss Hinton, and I'm searching right quick,
Mm-hmm.
and he paid for prostituting, said the payment was part of a wise conspiracy in act by Trump and his alleged former, and that's in 2015 and 17. And he didn't want his wife to know that he was having an outside fast, so he decided that he would pay it off.
Well, the T is that it had a lot to do with the election and covering up, so it wouldn't come out during the election. And so those charges that are coming out of New York has a lot to do with fraud and bribing and taking the accounting and switching it over here and doing and making it fit over here and doing all kind of things. Michael Cohen said he has check after check after check and accounting that shows where he has manipulated the paperwork and all kind of things. The state of New York said they don't do that. The DA actually is saying that he has already charged others with the crime. This is nothing new for him. It's not a thing against Trump. It's the fact that they in the state of New York have laws against some of the things that they're accusing him of.
The whole thing in a nutshell was he thought that he didn't have to pay the costs. He thought there was no repercussion. He thought that he could get away with it because when he said his speech last night, when he began to talk about his what they did to him, and he tried to say that everything he did, somebody else did it. He said that they came in and removed some files from out of his lock. At first, he said they told him to put another lock on it. So he said he complied and put another lock on it. He said that Biden is everybody else's fault but what he did. He said they complied and put another lock on it. And he said then all of a sudden, he said that everybody do it. Obama did it and Biden did it. So everybody is taking documents away from files that is not supposed. Where are they going to? Where are they taking them to?
Well, he's accusing them, but he said he took them too. So,
that's right. That's right.
If they're wrong, then he's wrong as well. But it's just so much that is was coming out on yesterday. There were some people that came from his camp to support him. They got ran out of New York. See, let me tell y'all something about New York. You just can't come to New York acting any kind of way. Think you're going to come in and take over the show. The chief of police, the mayor, and all of them had already said, don't come here with the foolery. This is not the state to do that. They had the Secret Service men, they had the police. They always work hand in hand. And so if the supporters thought that January 6th was going to be repeated, they were sadly mistaken. They were ready for that. Not only that, New York was ready for that. I believe only 10% of people in New York voted for Trump. And so you're talking about people that don't favor him whatsoever. And so, that wasn't the environment to really, come in and show yourself.
Now, if you'd like to put your 2 cents in, the telephone number to dial is 757-624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial. If you want to put your 2 cents in, what you saw yesterday on the telephone, on TV, give us a call, 757-624-9475. 624-9475.
Yes, we want to know, should a president be above the law? We will also want to know, should Trump be able to run for president in 2024? And what about the other cases that are coming down the pike? They say a case in Georgia. They have a alleged rape case against the former president. There are other cases coming down the pike. But do you all think that he is above the law? Do you think they should leave him alone? Do you think that the speech at Mar-a-Lago was all that and a bag of chips? They said that it won't. This is what the media said. It was laced with all kind of lies. But who knows? They'll fact check it, and they'll let you know how many lies came out of. They have already tallied lies in his presidency. I think it's 35,000 lies. So so maybe they'll add on to the number from last night. But you all can call in if you want to. Should a president be above the law? Should they just leave him alone? Should Trump be able to run for president in 2024? Mr. E, what do you think? 2024, should he be up there with all these charges?
And here's my thought on that. Because he's been indicted and because he's been arrested, I don't think he should be able to run in 2024, because I think that, because of all these charges that has been drawn up against him. And then he said something in his speech about, how Russia and China begin to join together in forces. He said that would never happen on his watch. Well, I didn't understand that because he had Russia over here. He been dialoguing and having fun and playing golf with Russia, and now he gonna say he wouldn't have never happened. Now, and then he turned around and he wants to run for president. I don't think that a president who already know about this pandemic we just got out of, when the bat or the whatever decided that they want to join together and a bat bit a monkey and turn around and now we got a virus here, and and he knew about it and did not sound the alarm. And is that the kind of president that we want to have?
And Bob said when they first brought him out, he had a nerve to roll his eyes. I said, oh my goodness. But anyway, the speech at Mar-a-Lago was last night, I guess about 8 o'clock. Some of the media covered it. Some of it when he tried it at a certain point, tried to campaign, they just shut him down. Miss Melania, his wife, was not there to support.
Right.
And people are having a fit on social media about that, says she should divorce him. This is what they're saying on social media. This is the story that's trending, that, since he's been involved and done so much mess, allegedly, that Melania should go ahead and hit the road, Jack.
I'm saying if they got to keep their vows. Married to death do them part. She got to stick and stay with that man. She got to hang in there through all the allegations, through all the trials, through all the stuff.
Why you say she have to?
She, because she took a vow.
Okay.
She took a vow and said, "I'll stay there through the good times as well as the bad time."
Well, we'll find out from her. Mr. E making that up, but she hadn't said that. But we'll find out. Mr. E, what's the number, just in case somebody wants to call and let us know how they feel? Is he above the law?
757-624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial. 757-624-9475. Miss Hinton, as he went down to Mar-a-Lago, I never seen the plane fly so fast. He left New York, and from New York, he jumped over in Florida. Now, when he left from New York to left Florida to get to New York, it took him a day because he had to take a rest and stop. And and he had 1,000 suitcases on his airplane. What was all that? I think it was for the Secret Services and things of that nature, for the lawyers bringing all the paperwork. And and then I turned around. I didn't see no supporters until he got back to Mar-a-Lago.
Most of them in jail from January the 6th. My goodness, he ain't got nobody left. If they didn't throw those folks in jail, now he might have got away with what happened. But I tell you what, the average citizen keep going out behind and doing foolery. That's where you're gonna end up, right there in jail.
Do you think he had that control of a lot of people to cause them to go, even
There's
though he
something
was not
wrong.
there?
Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham was up there crying like a televangelist, talking about give the money, give a Teddy, whatever you got. He's crying like a baby. It's like, you know what, really, please, y'all, if you could really stop some of this foolishness.
I mean, he know what it takes, and because he's a great manipulator. He knows what it takes for him to try. What how far? Evidently he don't know how far he could go, because when you look at him, he went far and beyond the call to make things, make things fit for him. When we look at all the people that was involved, I mean, the people that was behind the scene and the things that he had done and the money that he had embezzled or took or allegedly, and the money that he has taken allegedly,
Yes.
and then hush money. And I mean, come on now, Trump, come on, President, come on now.
All right, Miss Ann Miles says, Mr. Trump, you are fired. Oh my. But it's a lot of drama that comes along with the former president, and that's why I really don't want to see him in 2024 up there. There's just too much drama, too much anxiety, too much foolery, and to see how people just blindly follow somebody like him. Just like they don't have a mind of their own. I mean, it makes me want to go out and get a few wrenches, just start screwing, screwing some of these loose nuts on some of these folks' head. It just don't make sense. But some people love the drama, and they have a choice to go out there and vote to whoever wants to vote for them. They have that choice.
Is that a way to make America great again?
I don't know.
Is that a way that he does to make America great again? I tell you right now, Miss Hinton, what will make America great again is keep him out of the White House.
Ooh, too much drama. You all, what do you feel about the speech on last night? What do you feel about him being able to run for president of the United States? What's going to happen? Why is this happening? 34 counts of a president. This is trending news. This is what happened. Some people may not even care. I don't even know if some people are following the story. It's all over the place. But let's go to the phone lines and find out.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yes. I'm calling in to say one thing. It is what it is.
Mhm.
You got a nut ward. It's worse than being in the prison. My thing is the government can lock up everybody.
That's right.
And
Yes.
get away with it. Throw away the key. Treat them like a dog while they're in prison.
Yeah.
So therefore, what goes around come around. I hope you do get some time. I really do. Because we will see what the world is all about in prison.
Thank
I don't
you.
care if they send it to the one that the rich people go, well, sooner or later they come down too.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And see, that's a good point, Mr. E. I don't want nobody sitting in my face acting like this is so appalling when you've had men, and especially African American men, in prison year after year after year, no mercy, coming before the judge and the unjust judge,
That's
and
right.
getting
That's
all the
right.
time in the world. And we sit back and look at somebody that has allegedly done all these crimes and all this stuff for years and years and years, and well, it just ain't that much. Okay, tell the folk that's suffering in jail at this time that it ain't nothing.
And tell them folks that suffer in jail for wrong that they didn't do the crime.
Yes.
Just talk to some of them and let them hear what you're saying about what, look at Bill Cosby. When you look at Bill Cosby, he did wrong and he had to pay the price
Absolutely.
for his wrongdoing. Wrong is wrong. I don't care how you slice it or dice it. They showed him being handcuffed. They showed him going behind the bars. So they showed everything about him.
There is nobody above the law. Let's just tell it like it is. And all you all that are in denial of the process, due process, and the law, they go back, just go and go somewhere and pray. But anyway, come on over here. We're going to talk a little bit more about it. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy this beautiful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world concerning issues concerning men. What's under the hat? We have special guests. Our special comments were on the Trump star. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350 and on WPCE 1400 and on 95.3. That's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to have a wonderful warm day on today. Dress clothes that dress down, and it's supposed to rain later on or get cool later on this week. So put your mask on, and don't forget the pollen to stick. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.
Ooh. And Mom said, Mr. Trump, you are fired.
Bye.
I'm telling you, it is just, to think that you are above the law. You're appalled because you've got to come in and answer to the state that you're from. And but this is the thing about it. Everybody is talking about how light they feel the charges are. Don't worry about it. That ain't the only charge. There's more to come. So this is what I'm saying. Trump going to get comfortable. Get you some new lawyers, because that one you got, Lord knows,
I
don't know.
They run her out of there yesterday, didn't they?
I'm talking about the other man. I'm talking about the man. Why in the world? Okay, Trump, now you got to have good lawyers. Guess why? Because you're going to have so many different charges coming up against you, not just in this state, but they're talking about Georgia. They're talking about the rape case that's coming real soon. It's just a lot that's going on. And so this man has to give an account. He cannot run from the law. All you folk that feel like, well, he's the president, or we love him, all his shenanigans, we love that. He's still, this is it. This is the history of it. He's still got to give an account. Nobody is above the law.
And that's the whole thing in a nutshell, Miss Hinton. Folks think that he is God.
It's amazing.
They think that he is all of that and a bag of chips. Well, really, he ain't. He is a man just like me.
Else.
When he put his britches on, I put mine on the same way. So if I did all of that, if I gave illegal money that I'm raising for a fundraiser and gave it to a hooker, they're going to throw me under the bus. They're going to take me under the jail. So what's good for the gander is good for the geese.
I like what the caller said. She said, all these folk in jail, you haven't given them no mercy, or they've been in there and been charged with crimes that they have done. But you're going to take this one person and let him get away with so much, and he doesn't give an account for it. I mean, politically, you already let him get away with everything. But now you feel as though the state should just say, well, hey, he's, don't worry. It's like no one. Somebody tell him right now. So turn to your neighbor, turn to Trump. Your lawyer, turn to Trump and say, nobody is above the law. We saw yesterday where he has to give an account to the state of New York.
He paid a doorman. He went from Daniels, and allegedly they said here, payment also made to a doorman who received $30,000 from AMI for information allegedly Trump father a child out of wedlock, as well as $150,000 payment from a former Playboy model, Karen McDougal.
I wonder who the baby mama is. Who the baby mama that has covered up something like that? Now, this is allegedly. This is what they have to prove.
That's right.
All these 34 counts. Well, who would be the baby mama?
Well, I've
been trying to think.
And Miss Ann Miles says, where is Omarosa?
Omarosa was just on TV the other day. Talking about him like a DOG.
Omarosa, you ain't had no child out of it.
And I tell you, we want to know who the baby mama is.
Who is the baby mama?
Is that going to come out? Or is the baby still around? We got to find out. This is the thing. These folk are going to dig deep on former President Trump. And he might as well, like I said, just get a good team and get himself satisfied with going to court, because the judge said that he's not allowed to stay home and let somebody just talk for him. It's a criminal case. You got to come to court.
Well, see, and they sitting here. See, Trump cannot sit still and not act up.
Yeah,
see, they
true.
let him out of his own reconnaissance. They let him out because he never been to jail.
Yeah.
And in other words, they sitting back with a trap, and they waiting for him to do something stupid, so they can lock him up.
Well, that's the thing. Let him go on and talk. Let him mess himself up, because I'm telling you, when you continue to just expose the judge daughters and family and say the judge ain't this and he ain't, keep talking.
He always
this
do
is the
stuff
thing,
like
Mr.
that.
E, but this is not political. You can do that foolishness in the public when you are performing. This is the state of New York, which have laws, regulations, rules, and things like that. He's got to be careful of what he's saying, because they are anything, since he's been charged for 34 counts, everything they tell him that can be used against you in a court of law.
Why would you? What was the purpose, Miss Hinton, that he gonna put the man's daughter picture out there? He's the judge. The man is the judge. Are you trying to say something? Are you trying to say something and not say anything? Are you trying to threaten that young lady's life? Or what are you saying by means of putting that child picture out there?
I tell you,
if somebody put my picture out there, Miss Hinton, what would you think they was trying to say?
If it was a high profile case or anything, and somebody, and people do that on social media, here, look at this person, look at what they do. They got to be careful, because I'm telling you, you may be able to get away with it on a political stage or just to the public, like you some kind of, showman. But when it comes to the law and the state of New York, anything they told you, they read you your rights, anything and everything that you say is going to be held against you, son.
And then
where's your lawyers at?
And then, see, nobody can keep him together. Nobody can make Trump keep it down. Trump was having a hard time yesterday while he was in the courthouse keeping his mummy mouth closed. He was having a hard time because he was really ready to explode yesterday.
Yeah.
He was one of the evilest persons in the world yesterday. And when they said they're going to let him go on his own reconnaissance, he should have been jumping and shouting and jumping, telling the Lord, thank you.
Say, I'm out. I didn't have to post bail. It wasn't that kind of case. And, but no, you're going to keep doing all the same old, and think it's cute. It's not cute.
It's not cute.
Lawyers, turn to the right and tell a brother, you are not above the law. You have been charged with 34 counts, and you need to just stop it. Just be quiet and let the process begin. Now, December, they have a case. They have the case coming to court, I believe, in January as well. And but then there are other things they say are being investigated, and he just got to chill out. He better go ahead and concentrate on building a great team. Get rid of a lot of these
so-called lawyers.
Yeah, or and I'm not naming any of their names, but some of them to me look like they just henchmen that got a law degree on daggone tech on the internet. You better get you some great lawyers, some real lawyers. And because you got a lot to face. This is not going to take one day. This is going to be a series of months and years bringing you before the court. But guess what? I know we don't have a lot of time, but Mr. E, I got to say this. So Al Sharpton was on the other evening, and Al Sharpton said, this is the same place, the same court that he accused the, 4 or 5, the young black young men, and said that's where they came. A lot of them were put in jail. They were accused of wrongdoing. He said to bring corporal punishment on them. It's the same place. How ironic. And Al Sharpton brought that up the other day. he's sitting in the same seat. And that's why we're saying you're not above the law. You were instrumental in making those young boys go to jail and stuff. And you're in the same spot now. And let's see if mercy is going to be on your side.
You know, Miss Hinton, the more we talk about his record, and if he don't contain himself, you know, as to be the president of the United States, he making presidents look like gangsters.
Oh my goodness!
You know, as liars, not honest men. You know, presidents of the United States supposed to have the needs of the people, of what he can do to help prevent, you know, the people from going wrong on a worldwide basis. But now when you look at it, it's a bunch of, you know, making wrong right. It's a bunch of fighting going on, and crime has really been elevated and went up since he was in the presidency. Now, look at it. They said Newport News crime has jumped down to 34%. You know, not being crime, but still, we got to get rid of all of this rugged stuff that's going on. This is not the Wild Wild West. And when you look at what Trump is doing, he's making it the wild. Anytime you fire or get rid of 50% of your staff, so that folk can bring the information to you and you can make the decision. This is not a communist country. This is America.
Mr. E, I'm thinking about the fact that he has gotten away with a lot of different things politically. But guess who have it? The average person. And if you notice that his crowds are less,
that's right.
And the protests, and why? Because you got so many folk going to jail as a result of January 6th. They just put a sailor, he's in the military, put him behind bars. Listen, all you all that are out there following Trump, you may stand up there and keep supporting him because he's doing this and that, but you're not going to get away with anything. You're going to find yourself in jail.
That's right.
So keep on doing what you're doing and being violent and doing all this shenanigans and foolishness. You're going to be in jail just like the rest of those folks from January the 6th. That's why you didn't see them out there on yesterday, Mr. E, with all the shenanigans. Because guess what? Most of them are in jail, and most of them don't want to be thrown into jail because mercy is not for them.
That's right.
The law is going to show you who's in charge.
And mercy is not on your side. And, you know, and because he thought, and here's the thing that gets me so much about him. He thought that because he was the ex-president, he was the president, that nobody could lock him up. You got to remember, you was a man first before you became the president.
And you got to give an account. Our upcoming show on Friday, we have Miss Veronica McMillan from the Bag Lady Boutique organization. She's going to be on with our issues concerning women, talking about a project that she's doing, and a wonderful project at that. She'll be here. Also, don't forget to join us back on Monday for Sports Talk. What's under the hat? We're going to have some great guests. We got some people now that are going to be a part of our Monday evening show. They're going to come. We're going to have panel discussions and things. We had a great one this evening.
That's right. That's right.
So we're going to continue that as well.
And don't forget, on the 19th, we got Senator Sproul will be back with us on April the 19th. So, you know, we got a little political, and we'll talk to Senator Sproul on the intake of what he thinks about President Trump.
Absolutely. So don't forget to follow us on social media. Don't forget Young Women Achieving Success. We have it tonight. We'll be online tonight. Girls 10 to 17. Don't forget Bling is right underneath your nose. Hard copy, ebook, or you got the Audible online. And then the game. Oh my God, it's up and popping. And just look for it on Apple. I'll give you the name of it on Friday. You can go up there and buy the game. It's ready. The Royal Ladies Pie, we're going to do a launch. And you can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor with FYI Radio Show.
And all you got to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861. That's 757-714-7861. Our inboxes at Edward Everett Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Facebook page, at FYI Facebook page, or email us at FYIRadioshow live@gmail.com.
Yes, I tell you what, we got to go. Don't forget to contact us. Don't forget to join us on Friday, Fun Friday. We have a great guest. Be blessed. Enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day.
That's right. 2 up, 2 down. VA. I want to say thank you so much, Miss Ann Miles.
And Miles, where you been,
Miss
girl?
Jewel Corporal, thank you so
hi.
much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world.
God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.